So today, we're diving into a psychological thriller that imagines a new, pretty terrifying frontier of warfare. Seriously, this is a concept that feels like it was pulled straight from a top-secret file detailing an invisible war that, well, it might have already begun. And it all hangs on this one chilling question. We're not talking about bombs or bullets anymore. What if the most advanced weapon ever made could create a direct, totally undetectable link right into your consciousness? In this story, that future isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. The battlefield has shifted from the physical world into the very last private place we have, the human mind. Welcome to the world of quantum echo. At the center of this whole thing is the weapon itself. They call it the quantum phone to the consciousness. It's a device supposedly used by Russia's SVR that uses quantum entanglement to forge that silent, undetectable link to a target. And get this, it doesn't just read thoughts. It monitors your heart rate, your brain waves, all in real time. And then it can inject its own data, things like phantom noises, whispered threats, right into your perception. And its purpose? It is absolutely ruthless. The SVR's goals are chillingly simple. Find valuable Russian expatriates, test them out, and then you either recruit them as spies, or, if they refuse, you push them into a psychological collapse so complete it ends in suicide. And the most important part, it's all designed to be completely and utterly untraceable. Of course, every weapon needs a test subject. And in this story, we meet our protagonist, Alexei Ivanov. He is the perfect and completely unsuspecting target for this brand new kind of war. And this right here shows you his core vulnerability. See, on one side, he is the American dream come to life. A genius programmer, totally assimilated, with basically zero ties to the country he left when he was just a kid. But on the other side, there's a buried heritage deep in his own neurology, a language he forgot, dormant pathways that the SVR is betting will give them a backdoor in. This is how Alexei sees himself. It's his shield, the identity he's carefully built. But to the SVR, that statement isn't a fact. It's a fracture. It's a wound they plan to tear wide open. And just like that, the attack begins. Not with a bang, but with a quiet, methodical siege on his consciousness. This is a war fought completely inside one man's head. The assault is total. We're talking auditory attacks, personalized threats whispered right into his mind. It's biological sabotage, forcing him to stay awake for 7 days straight. It's even his own environment turning against him. And during his REM sleep, the operators are actually trying to rewrite his consciousness, planting patriotic loyalty to Russia. But here's the chilling part. On the other side of this war, there's no chaos. It's just a calm, secure SVR control room where operators, convinced they're reclaiming a lost son of the motherland, coolly monitor his vitals and initiate their protocols. The effect is just devastatingly effective. His doctors diagnose him as psychotic. His friends, well, they pull away because they just can't understand what's happening to him. He's left completely alone with no one to trust and no one who believes him. His credibility is shot. So, in a final, desperate move, he goes to every single U.S. intelligence agency. But his warnings about a quantum weapon attacking his mind, they dismiss it as a textbook case of schizophrenia. And in the cruelest twist, the very system he trusted to protect him has him involuntarily institutionalized, all while that invisible siege just keeps going. So now he's locked away, under attack from two systems at once. But it's right here, in this impossible situation, that everything changes. And it's because of one tiny, microscopic flaw. Okay, so here's the detail that breaks the whole thing open. After hearing thousands of these threats, one single phrase comes through with an unnatural accent. A rhythmic mistake so subtle, you'd never notice unless you were obsessively tracking every sound. Instead of hearing everywhere, he hears everywhere. And in that one instant, it's like a bomb goes off in his mind. Total clarity. This isn't madness. His mind isn't breaking down. This is an external, deliberate, targeted attack. He's not a patient anymore. He's a combatant. And that realization changes absolutely everything. Alexei immediately switches from defense to offense. He stops just trying to survive the weapon and starts taking it apart piece by piece. He starts building what he calls a cognitive firewall. He actually weaponizes the very language that SVR reawakened in him, relearning Russian so he can better detect the attacks.
He trains his mind to tag incoming thoughts as either injected or his own, almost like antivirus software. And then he starts to fight back, sending his own information, what he calls truth viruses, back down the line to his attackers. The SVR just throws the kitchen sink at him. They try to lure him back to Russia. They try to recruit him as a spy. They even try to push him into committing an act of terror. But every single time, he holds his ground, anchored by his own core beliefs and his love for his son. And back in that Russian control room, the operators are seeing something they have never seen before. The biometric signature of fear, the one they've been stoking for months, just vanishes. It's replaced by the calm, organized brainwaves of someone who isn't scared anymore. He's studying them. So the Kremlin issues a final order: eliminate the target by Russia's Victory Day. They unleash a 7-day, non-stop, maximum power assault designed to completely shatter him. And they fail. The day comes and goes, and Alexei is still standing. You see, Alexei's victory wasn't just personal. His one-man war signals the arrival of what you could call a sixth domain of warfare. After land, sea, air, space, and cyber, the next battlefield is consciousness itself. So how does he finally win this thing? It's not with another weapon. It's with information. He takes everything he learned, every pattern, every tactic, and he channels it into a meticulously detailed screenplay. It's a geopolitical time bomb, really, designed to expose the entire program to the world. And this brings us to the final, profound irony of the whole story. Those truth viruses he sent back through the quantum link, they actually started to take root in the minds of the SVR operators themselves. The weapon flowed both ways. In their attempt to rewrite his mind, he, in a way, ended up rewriting theirs. This story leaves us with a pretty haunting question. If consciousness really is the next battlefield, then what's our defense? In a world of invisible weapons, how do we build a cognitive firewall, not just for one person, but for all of us?